Right now, thousands of developers are making the exact same mistake. They are rushing to the App Store with what we call GPT Wrappers, apps that basically just put a pretty interface over a ChatGPT window and charge $10 a month for it. These apps are dying. In fact, most of them have a shelf life of about 3 months before OpenAI or Google releases a free update that renders the entire startup obsolete. If you want to build an AI-powered app that actually survives, and more importantly, scales into a multi-million-dollar business, you have to stop thinking about a general AI and start thinking about vertical AI. The gold rush isn't in building another chatbot that can write poems or tell jokes. The real wealth is being created in the last mile of technology, solving specific high-stakes problems for industries that the tech giants are too big to care about. We're talking about specialized intelligence that integrates into a professional's workflow so deeply that they couldn't imagine working without it. This is the difference between a toy and a tool. And to understand why the toy era is over, we have to look at the massive shift happening in how we actually value software in 2026. The problem with most AI apps today is a lack of a moat. In business, a moat is your competitive advantage, the thing that keeps a competitor from coming in and taking your lunch. If your entire app is just a prompt that says, "Summarize this PDF," your moat is paper thin. Anyone can replicate that in 5 minutes. This is why we are seeing a pivot toward vertical AI. Vertical AI is software built for a very specific niche, like high-end architecture, pediatric dentistry, or maritime law. These industries have their own language, their own regulations, and their own unique datasets. A general model like Claude or GPT-4 is smart, but it hasn't spent 10 years studying the specific building codes of New York City, or the nuances of medical insurance billing in Florida. When you build for a niche, you aren't just selling an AI. You're selling a solution to a headache. The tech giants, Google, Microsoft, Meta, are focused on the horizontal. They want to be the OS for everyone. They don't have the time or the interest to build a specialized tool for a small business plumber to optimize his supply chain. That's where you come in. By focusing on a narrow slice of the market, you can build a product that is 10 times more useful than a general chatbot, allowing you to charge premium prices. But to build this, you need more than just an idea. You need a blueprint for an industry that is currently drowning in paperwork. And that brings us to our first billion-dollar opportunity, a sector where mistakes aren't just annoying, they're incredibly expensive. Think about the last time you had to deal with a contract. Maybe it was a lease, a freelance agreement, or a terms of service update. Most people just click accept and hope for the best because hiring a lawyer to review a 20-page document costs upwards of $500 an hour. This is a massive access to justice gap. The AI app you should build in this space isn't just a document generator. We already have those. The real value is in an AI legal auditor. Imagine an app where a small business owner can upload any contract, and within seconds the AI highlights what it calls predatory clauses. It doesn't just summarize the text, it looks for things like hidden auto-renewal periods, unfavorable intellectual property transfers, or indemnity gaps. The secret sauce here is a technology called RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. Instead of the AI guessing based on its general knowledge, your app would connect to a live database of state-specific laws. If a freelance contract in California has a non-compete clause, which is largely unenforceable there, the AI flags it and says, "This clause is likely illegal under California Labor Code section 16,600. This creates immediate, tangible value. You aren't just using AI, you are providing a legal shield for a fraction of the cost of a law firm. Small businesses would happily pay a monthly subscription for a tool that acts as their 24/7 compliance officer. And while the legal world is a goldmine, there is another industry that is even more desperate for help, one where the users are literally burning out at record speeds. There is a term in medicine called pajama time. It refers to the 2 to 3 hours every night that doctors spend at home, sitting in their pajamas, typing up clinical notes from the patients they saw during the day. It is the #1 cause of physician burnout. Doctors hate it, hospitals hate the inefficiency, and patients hate that their doctor is staring at a computer screen instead of looking them in the eye. This is where the ambient medical scribe comes in. This is an AI-powered app that sits on a smartphone during a consultation. It listens to the conversation, with consent of course, and uses specialized medical NLP, natural language processing, to turn that messy human conversation into a perfectly structured medical note. But here is where the vertical AI part makes it a real business. The app doesn't just take notes, it automatically maps the conversation to ICD-10 billing codes. For those who don't know, billing codes are the nightmare fuel of the medical industry. If a doctor uses the wrong code, they don't get paid. An AI that ensures 100% billing accuracy while giving the doctor their life back isn't just an app, it's a godsend. Building this requires high levels of security and HIPAA compliance, which acts as a massive barrier to entry for casual developers. If you can navigate that moat of regulation, you have a customer base that is notoriously sticky, meaning once they start using your tool, they will almost never stop. But healthcare isn't the only place where people are losing money through sheer complexity. Sometimes the problem is sitting right in our own bank accounts, hidden in plain sight. We've all heard of personal finance apps that show you a pie chart of your spending. They tell you that you spent too much on Starbucks. That's V1 technology, and it's boring. The next evolution is the AI forensic accountant. Instead of just categorizing your spending, this app acts as a proactive financial defender. We are living in the era of subscription fatigue. The average person is losing hundreds of dollars a year to vampire subscriptions, services they signed up for once and forgot to cancel. A truly powerful AI app wouldn't just list these, it would offer to cancel them for you using an AI agent. But let's go deeper. Imagine an app that scans your bills, internet, cell phone, insurance, and compares them to the current market rates in your specific zip code. If it finds that your neighbor is paying $40 less for the same internet speed, the AI doesn't just tell you. It drafts a negotiation script, or better yet, it uses a specialized LLM to email the company's retention department on your behalf to demand a price match. This app pays for itself. If the app costs $10 a month but saves the user $50 a month, the ROI is clear. You can even monetize it through a success fee, taking a percentage of the money you save the user. This creates a win-win scenario that general-purpose AI simply can't touch. Now, at this point, you might be wondering how a single person or a small team can actually build something this complex without a team of MIT researchers. The truth is, the tools have become so powerful that the how is actually the easiest part. 2 years ago, building these apps would have required a team of data scientists and millions in venture capital. Today, you can build a functional prototype over a weekend using what we call the modern AI stack. The brain of your app is no longer a mystery. You have access to models like GPT-4o, Claude 3.5, and Llama 3 via simple APIs. But the real magic happens in the orchestration layer. Tools like LangChain or Llama Index allow you to connect these brains to your specific data. If you're building the legal app, these tools allow the AI to read the law books before it answers the user. For the database, you don't use a traditional row and column setup. You use a vector database like Pinecone or Weaviate. This allows the AI to search for meaning rather than just keywords. If a user asks about termination clauses, the AI can find sections about ending the contract, breaking the lease, or closing the agreement, even if the word termination isn't there. Then there's the speed. With providers like Grok, AI can now process information at speeds that feel instantaneous. This is crucial for things like the medical scribe or the financial negotiator, where a 10-second delay ruins the user experience. You can host the whole thing on platforms like Versal or Supabase, which handle the heavy lifting of servers for you. The barrier to entry has moved from "can you code this?" to "can you identify the right problem to solve?" And that leads us to the most important skill you need to develop: the ability to spot a billion-dollar niche in a world full of noise. If you want to find the next great AI app idea, stop looking at tech blogs and start looking at boring industries. The best way to find a niche is to look for where people are still using Excel spreadsheets to manage complex tasks. Every time you see a professional, whether it's a logistics manager, a construction foreman, or a real estate agent, manually moving data from one spreadsheet to another, you are looking at a multi-million-dollar AI opportunity. That manual movement of data is friction, and AI is the ultimate friction remover. Another trick is to look for the high-stakes whisper. These are industries where people are afraid of making a mistake. In tax compliance, a mistake leads to an audit. In manufacturing, a mistake leads to a broken machine and thousands of dollars in lost time. In environmental law, a mistake leads to a massive fine. When people are afraid, they are willing to pay for certainty. If your AI app provides that certainty through specialized data and rigorous hallucination checks, you have a business that can survive any market downturn. The goal is to find a problem that is frequent, fast, and frustrating. Frequent enough that they need the app daily, fast enough that they want an instant answer, and frustrating enough that they hate doing it themselves. When you find the intersection of those three things, you aren't just building an app. You're building a system of intelligence. And once you've built that system, the way you present it to the world will determine whether you're just another tool or a category leader. We are currently living through the great rebundling. For the last decade, we wanted one app that did everything. Now we want apps that do one thing perfectly. The era of the everything chatbot is being replaced by the era of the specialized agent. The window of opportunity to be an early mover in vertical AI is still wide open, but it is closing. As more people realize that the wrapper model is dead, the race to claim these specific industry niches will accelerate. You don't need to be the smartest AI researcher in the world to win this race. You just need to be the person who understands a specific problem better than anyone else and has the courage to build a solution for it. Building an AI-powered app is no longer about the AI. It's about the app. It's about the user experience, the specific data, and the trust you build with your customers. Whether you decide to fix the legal system, save doctors from burnout, or help people reclaim their finances, the tools are ready. The only question left is, which boring problem are you going to solve first? The future isn't going to be built by people who just talk about AI. It's going to be built by people who use it to fix the broken parts of our everyday lives. If you found this breakdown helpful and you're ready to start building your own AI-powered future, make sure to check out our other videos on the latest tech stacks and business strategies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.